I'm Loud Esmond, just one of the many sports prognosticators and expert pickers, so to speak, here at Winners and Winers, trying to make you a better. Remember, hit the bell, like and subscribe, do all those things. Bring me your snide and nasty videos when I get picks wrong. Of course, nobody ever comments when I get the picks right. I guess it's no fun when you make money on the free pick to give the guy crap who gave it to you. Also, keep going back to the website. You're going to find everybody's premium picks there. You can see who the hot cappers are and take advantage of that when you can. I have a standing rule, which is don't bet your fandom. And you can see the Notre Dame Cup is back on the shelf. I had to hide it in shame for a couple of weeks. But Irish have come back. And now the Stanford Cardinal travel across the country to South Bend Saturday to take on the Fighting Irish under the watchful gaze of Touchdown Jesus. This will be played in prime time under the lights on NBC. Like I said, the Irish started slow. 2 losses to start out the season, respectively to Ohio State, and then inexplicably losing to Marshall, who, by the way, has completely fallen apart and dropped, I think it's 4 straight, at least 3 straight since then. That hurt. Losing to Marshall, blah. But they've gotten 3 straight wins since then. They should be back in the top 25, but they're not. I mean, they beat number 16 previously, BYU, last week. Stanford, by the way, last week lost in stunning fashion to the Beavers of Oregon State. They blew a big lead and ended up giving up a touchdown with 13 seconds left to play that cost them the game. Now, the Cardinals' defense has been absolutely shredded this season. They're allowing about 33 points per game and more than 400 yards on offense per contest. By the way, they're particularly bad against the run. They are bottom 25 in run defense, ceding 207.0 rushing yards per game. They're one of the worst in FBS, just outside of the top 10 worst. The Irish, meanwhile, limited a powerful BYU offense to 20 points last week, and the defense is getting better and healthier as the season progresses. Notre Dame is moving the ball well on offense with just less than 400 yards of offense per game, but they're only scoring in the mid-20s. I think that's a bit skewed because of how badly they did against Ohio State and then Marshall. They've been hanging up some points in the last 3 weeks. Let's look at some betting trends. Stanford Cardinal 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 games after accumulating less than 100 yards rushing in their previous game. They really need the rush to work, and it just isn't. Stanford is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 road games, and Stanford is 1-4 against the spread this season. Meanwhile, the Irish have covered the spread 50% of the time this year. Drew Pine, their quarterback, who was not supposed to be the quarterback, but is the quarterback since the other quarterback who started the season got injured. He's got a crazy completion rate of north of 70%. The Notre Dame rushing attack averages a healthy 174 yards per game, easy for me to say. And Stanford has surrendered north of 40 points to every ranked team they've played this season. Hang on. Stanford has allowed 40 or more points to every ranked team they have played this season. Notre Dame just beat 16 BYU, started the season inside the top 10. They really should be in the top 25 again. Look, they're going to hang 40 or so on Stanford. I think their defense is going to hold them to 20 points or less. They'll cover the 16.5-point spread. Go Irish. Remember, like us, hit the bell, subscribe, do all those things. You can also follow me on my YouTube channel, steertheline.com, and watch the Steer the Line show on Friday nights with me and Christian, who's producing, and Jeremy and Rocky, all on the Steer the Line YouTube show and radio show and podcast. All right, I'm Loud Esmond for Winners and Winers, trying to make you a better. Okay. I'm Loud Esmond with Winners and Winers, trying to make you a better. Remember, hit the bell, like, subscribe, do all those things. Keep visiting the website. That's where all the premium picks live. The videos are great, but the fact is, everybody uses their best picks for their premium picks. I mean, why give away your best stuff if you can get paid for it? I mean, just saying. Tells you on the other side of the video screen. Oh, my job is getting paid just like everybody else's, right? Okay. Two teams that have struggled lately meet in the ACC matchup this weekend when the Miami Hurricanes travel north to play the Virginia Hokies. Vautech Hokies. Sorry. Both teams have first-year head coaches. And boy, they're both riding 3-game losing streaks. Yuck. The teams, though, could not have opened the season more differently. The Hurricanes opened by smashing Sister Mary's School for Typing. Oh, I'm sorry. Bethune Cookman, 70-13. And the Hokies opened with an embarrassing loss to Old Dominion, 20-17. Old Dominion has gone on to lose 3 of their next 4 games. By the way, football only returned to Old Dominion in 2009 after a decades-long hiatus. I think since around 1930. No, they started around 1930. Anyway, it's been years. The point is, they're not very good, and they're new to the FBS and the FCS, so they suck. Miami's won the 2 last games and 4 of the last 5 against Virginia Tech. And by the way, they lead the all-time series 24-15. The Hurricanes have won 3 of its last 4 games at Lane Stadium. Miami won 25-24 at Vautech in 2020. Look, both these teams have been lousy at covering the spread. Each has only covered once the entire season. Nothing to see here. But, Virginia Tech is the lowest ranked team in the ACC according to ESPN Power Index. And then let's look at some betting numbers. The Hurricanes score 32, 33 points per game. The Hokies score about 20. The Hokies surrender 26 points per game. And the Hurricanes about 21.8. Look, those numbers put this right on the knife's edge at 6.5, 7. But the difference in this game is going to be turnovers. The Hurricanes have been awash with turnovers. They have gifted the ball to the other team 7 times in the last 3 games, all losses. The Hokies defense is not great at getting turnovers, and Miami will be reminded constantly all week by head coach Mario Cristobal to watch the ball security. So, Miami's going to limit the turnovers. They're going to hold down the Hokies offense with their superior athletic talent on defense, and they're going to win by at least a touchdown and cover what is -7, -6.5. Depend on where you go right now for your sports book. I would buy this line down to 6.5 if I could. Remember, like us, send us your comments, comment on your videos, say snide things when I'm wrong, and maybe I'll respond to you. Anyway, I am Loud Esmond with Winners and Winers, trying to make you a better. Loud Esmond here for Steer the Line. SteerTheLine.com, by the way, starting next week, we're going to have some NFL numbers. I really was hoping to have them this week and be able to put up the chart for you on the website. But my numbers team says they don't like what they're seeing. They're not sure they've got a really good read on things yet. So we don't want to put up information and be inaccurate. So we're holding off for another week. Few games to take a look at that I like this week. The Chargers and the Broncos will go backwards starting on Monday night. The Chargers -5 against the Broncos. If you remember back to the Broncos last time out, they were on Thursday Night Football, probably one of the worst football games I've sat through in many, many years. So the Broncos' problems are many, but the glaringest problem is at quarterback. Russell Wilson stinks. He can't hit the broadside of a barn. He was missing some passes so badly, you're just going, what the hell? Is he drunk? Is he what the hell? Well, it turns out he's got some kind of torn muscle in his throwing shoulder. And it's bad enough that he had to get some kind of, I don't know, fetal tissue injection or something. Just kidding. some kind of injection that is supposed to make the muscle heal faster, but he can't throw. And the Broncos don't have much of a running game. And generally, if you can't throw the ball and you can't run the ball, you're not going to score many points. The Chargers are going to outscore the Broncos in this game. -5 seems like a low price to me. I have been waiting for the Cincinnati Bengals to turn it on all year long. I had them last week +3.5 against the Falcons, leaning towards them winning that game. Well, they didn't win, but they covered. This week, they're -1 against the Saints. The Saints still going to have Andy Dalton at quarterback starting. Taysom Hill isn't going to score 4 touchdowns this week. The Bengals get back on track, and they beat the Saints, and they're going to go on a roll. The 49ers. I don't understand why this line is this low. -5.5 against the Falcons. The 49ers are a way better team than the Falcons are. The offense is just getting rolling again with Jimmy G doing his thing, the running game. The Falcons, I know they're keeping games close, but man, Tampa Bay should have had them by a lot more than they did last week. The 49ers defense is, I think, the second or third best in the league. Maybe Buffalo's a little bit better. Maybe Tampa Bay is close. Dallas. But the 49ers defense is hellacious. Falcons aren't going to score. The 49ers will. 49ers -5.5. Bills -2.5 at Chiefs. I like the Bills to get this done. They are the better all-around team than the Chiefs. Sounds crazy to say. They've got better weapons than the Chiefs do. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, that third, and then this rookie running back that Dawson Knox at tight end is okay, although I'm not sure he's going to play. Bills -2.5 Chiefs, and then the Cowboys. I'm just going to keep riding them Cowboys until they lose. Cooper Rush keeps it close, and they stay within 4.5 of the Eagles. All right. Chargers -5, Bengals -1, 49ers -5.5, Bills -2.5, Cowboys +4.5 at Eagles. Those are your picks for Steer the Line this week. I am Loud Esmond.